Welcome back to our channel where we provide you detailed guidance on your USMLE journey. So if this is your first time here, consider subscribing to our channel where we'll give you tips on all aspects of USMLE and also follow us on Instagram. AAMC has just released its timeline for the season 2023 match. While some of it is on the expected lines, there are a few things we wanted you to be aware of as you plan your match season. First, the ERAS season begins June 8th, 2022. What that means is you can buy the ERAS token on this date or around this date. And then what are the implications? If you have older LORs, so LORs from the previous seasons, you can just roll them over to this season now when the ERAS token you purchased and created that new seasons account. This would also be the time to now request LORs if you have done rotations. So maybe you've done rotations in March of this year or January of this year. So you can start requesting your attendings or the PIs for the LOR so that they can upload it directly into the system. This is important to understand because many students delay this request and then they have to scramble towards the end of the season. So you can actually start on June 8th or around that time to request the LORs. Of course, remember that waived letters are always better than the unwaived LORs. So that's why you have to request them to submit a waived LOR. The next important deadline to be aware of is August 1. This is when the supplemental ERAS application will open. And the deadline to finish that and submit is September 16th. For those of you who applied last season may remember the supplemental ERAS application. It was introduced in the last season and it was introduced for internal medicine, both categorical, prelim, general surgery, and dermatology. We'll have details on the supplemental ERAS application during the season, but based on the last season's experience, this was introduced so that the programs could identify applicants who fit the program's criteria better and for applicants to demonstrate their interest and better fit to the program. Typically, the supplemental application had 4 sections. So past experiences, you could also give preference to the US geographic regions. You could signal the programs. And finally, the work experience. We do have separate videos from last time on the mistakes student did in the ERAS supplemental application. So I'll have links to that in the description below. But just at this point, understand that there is a supplemental ERAS application and the deadline is September 16th. It will open on August 1st. The other thing which is different in the supplemental ERAS application is last season, there were 2 deadlines. This season, there seems to be only one deadline, which is September 16th. The other important date, which you need to remember, especially as IMGs, is the date when you can start submitting the ERAS application, different from the supplemental application. So ERAS application, you can start submitting on September 7th. The important point to note is that the programs cannot access your application on September 7th. The date when the programs start to access your application actually this year is September 28th. So this has the following implications. The programs can only access, like I said, on September 28th. So there is no difference if you submit the application on September 7th versus September 27th. They are all going to be accessed on September 28th. Second, you can also now do USCE clinical rotations or other things to improve your profile for the entire month of September, more or less. So you can get another LOR for the work you've done in September, which is an important aspect for IMGs and should be very helpful to you. What are some of the other implications of these deadlines? First, you can expect that the interview invites will start coming in the first week of October, just as they did last season. The interviews are likely to start second week of October. Again, similar to last season, which followed a timeline very much same as this proposed season. So far, there are no indications otherwise, but likely the interviews will be virtual in this season as well. Now, some programs may have a hybrid model where they could give you an option to do virtual interviews or on-site interviews. We don't know yet, but chances are interviews will continue to be virtual this season as well. Finally, like the last season, interviews could continue up to late January or early Feb, with the rank order list deadline being early March and March 13 being the match week. That was all, a very quick update on the upcoming deadlines that AAMC has released for the match season. We'll continue to provide you updates as they give more deadlines and help you throughout the season. Good luck for the upcoming match season.